Okay, I hope you guys are feeling good. Today we're going to be building this infinite content ideator system that you can see on the screen here. You can have it run when you click the thing or have it run on a trigger. But basically, you end up with a bunch of ideas, right? So if you're content ideas, you start with YouTube competition stats, raw data, so people that are in your niche, the views, the likes, number of comments. Then we can obviously look at the actual comments on all of those videos, do an analysis of those. The same for Reddit, because there's a Reddit one here. Pain points, Reddit ideas, Google search. So basically you get a bunch of ideas. So it's an infinite ideator and it's based on real data. So this is what we're going to be building today, which gives you all of that data. So you can figure out what kind of videos you want to make, what kind of content you want to post, and stuff like that. Cool. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, you're going to need the following Google Sheets. They are in the description for you to copy. But just in case you don't want to do that, I'm going to go ahead and build them right now with you from scratch so that you can understand how to make them and everything that you need about them. Okay, so we'll just start with the YouTube. We'll start with the sheets. Okay, let's start with the Google Sheets. So basically, go to Google Sheets, set up the credentials and everything. I have a video on how to do the credentials already, and that link will be in the description so you can figure out how to do your Google Sheets credentials. We're gonna go ahead and make a thing here. I'm gonna call this infinite ideas content. All right, we need a YouTube sheet. We need a Reddit sheet. We need a Serap. Okay, my bad. That's pretty crazy. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. We need a Serap sheet, so we'll put that here. Serap. That's gonna be like a Google search sheet, right? Then we need that's the data. So we'll need the video ideas, right? This is the actual ideas part. Mm, and then we'll need the LinkedIn ideas. So I only post on YouTube and LinkedIn, so I'm gonna just do those two for now. We don't, whichever socials you have, you can go ahead and add them. Okay, perfect. So the most important part of this actually is gonna be the column names that we give them. We need to give it accurate column names. So if we go look at YouTube, we're gonna give it title, URL, description, number of videos, sorry, number of comments, and those are the main title, URL, description, channel views, likes, number of comments. Okay, now the part that will have the most words in this is gonna be the description, so I'm gonna just expand that a little bit. The channel, I don't think we will need the channel, but might as well just keep it there and whatever that is. Title, expand it a little bit. All right, awesome. Next is Reddit. So the Reddit data that we're gonna have is really only two things, which is a title and a summary. Because the idea here is that you can just use what it gives you. So Reddit will have a title of the actual post, and we will have a summary of what the post was talking about. Okay, for Serap, this is a Google search, so basically just finding general trending stuff in the niche and everything like that. So this is gonna have a headline and a summary, right? Just like that. I'll bold these. Headline will be a little bit longer, summary will be the longest, so we'll expand that. Okay, the video ideas that we have, we're gonna use title, URL, no. Okay, video idea, what we'll do is we'll say, because we're going to connect it to an AI node, obviously, it's going to be connected to an AI. And we want the thing to output for us the video ideas. We'll say title, description. Yeah, we really only need those two for this. So bold this and bold this. And LinkedIn ideas, same thing. We only need to concern ourselves with what we're gonna be posting, and what we're gonna be posting in LinkedIn, you pretty much just have the post, right? We just have the post. We don't have anything else, so we'll have the post. Okay, perfect. So we have all of these different spreadsheets here, and we're gonna use them right now in the flow itself. Okay, let's get started. So we'll start with just a click trigger. So trigger manually, we'll put this here, and we'll do them one at a time. So let's start with YouTube. There's a native YouTube node. So go to YouTube and go to get videos. I wonder if this will work because my credential might be a bit old, but we'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, whatever, it's fine. Pick your limit, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna just set it to 5 for the sake of this video so that when we run the flow, it doesn't take forever to run. I want them to be, let's say, published after maybe we could say the last week, right? So the last week would be today minus 7 days. So go to expression and then put dot now and then do dot minus and then 7 and then write days. So this will find all the videos that are published within the last 7 days. We're gonna add a query. I'm gonna look for my niche, which is AI automation. Yeah, just say AI automation. I guess that's a good enough query. In terms of order, we'll go relevance and we'll do moderate safe search. Also, I want English videos. Like, I don't want to get videos in Spanish stuff. So, region code, I'll do the United Kingdom. All right. So if I execute this, yep, the credential has expired. So I'm gonna just go here and press reconnect. Yep, that's the main one. Press continue if you're told that it's not verified. Press select all, press continue. All right, connection successful. All right, and as you can see, I got 25 items. Now, that's not 25. There's gonna be repeats. So what you want to see is, for example, we have all of these videos. Like, even if I set the limit to 1, I'm still getting 25 items. So that might be an issue with the node. More items that aren't being returned, tweak the return all or limit parameters to access more items. So if I'm limiting it to 10, I'm still getting 25 items. Let's just go for a remove duplicates node. Remove items processed in previous execution. Now I'm not sure if the IDs would be the same of the video. Perhaps we can check on the title. So we've got 25 different videos. Hmm, interesting. Well, I can guarantee that some of these are gonna be maybe shorts. Perhaps are shorts in this? I think they might be. Is there, let's see, duration? No. Okay. So it would seem that I've got 25 videos, which is it's fine. It's okay. I want to like let's just see whether this gives us something. And I just searched the title. Oh wow, no, it's seriously it's an actual video. Okay. That just seemed like a like a video the title looked like a short, you know. Yeah, automation is dead, build SaaS instead. My 2026 strategy. Open claw. I Anywho, so we don't have to this. We can, if you want it, and it's like clearly not limiting them as you want, I'll just put a limit of five on the first five. So the first five that it gets will come through, which is still fine. Okay, so now we want to get the statistics, right? We want the stats of the videos. So we're gonna go here, HTTP request. Okay, you're gonna go to this link, googleapis.com, YouTube v3 videos. Okay, turn on send query parameters. Here, key, you're gonna paste your API key in there. Okay, add query parameter, put ID, and grab the video ID and drop it there. Add one called part, which is what we want. We want the content details, the snippet details, and we want the statistics. Statistics. Okay, so if I run this node from the start, you can see I got 5 items. Okay, awesome. So we got those 5, and now we want to actually now we'll be able to actually filter out the shorts. So maybe we'll have the limit after that. So I'm going to put a plus here. I'm going to create if, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to look for something very, very specific. Now, this is going to be, you need to copy this and paste it in when you set it to expression. But what this is going to do is going to get the duration, okay? And the thing with the duration is it's not a time, okay? If you look for the duration, it's not actually a time duration. See, this says PT8M14S. So you get the duration, and then we have a helper function, right? Which is gonna match what's in this to convert it to seconds. So we get it in seconds, and if it's greater than 210, that's true, meaning it's a proper video. So here we're gonna go to Boolean and we're gonna look for true. So you can see out of the 10 items that, okay, hold on, sorry. Out of the 25 items, 21 are videos and 4 items are shorts. I'm gonna set a limit on this one for the sake of the video to make it go quicker to 5. Okay. So now we have 5 videos that have come out the end of this thing. Now that will be different for you, and depending on how you run it and whatever you decide about whether you want to include shorts or not include shorts. Okay. So the next thing will be now to give this an LLM chain. Put this as defined below. What we need to do is we want to give it the content, right? We want to give it the actual content so that it can work with it. Now, I'm not sure how we want to do this. We don't have any field called captions. Okay, we'll work on this. Let's first write the system prompt so that we can think about what exactly we want the agent to do before we think about what the user data, which is the data we're going to feed it, what do we want it to do. So let's first look at what we want the system prompt to be. So pre-wrote this prompt. You're an expert content analyst at Summation AI. Your task is to analyze the provided transcript and generate two distinct summaries based on its full content, including spoken words, visual elements, and on-screen text. Before processing, it automatically correct these common things. Okay, yeah, these are all case sensitive with NA10. That's 100% true. We wanted to output this. According to this thing, you will be given being passed the video ID. Make sure the video ID will be repeated at the end of the link output, i.e. Okay, well, the thing is, the data that this gave us does not even contain, we said content details, snippet, and statistics, right? That's what we wanted, which means that we should actually end up with a bit more data. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay. Well, the good news is I know why. The bad news is that the next thing we gotta add is gonna be something that's gonna take a bit of a minute to run. Um, in this case, all right, open a new HTTP request, and we're gonna have to use Appify. Now, Appify is great, but Appify costs money. The good thing is you get free Appify credits every month. So today is the 3rd of Feb, which means I've probably gotten those $5 that usually drop in. Anyways, we'll know if it works when I run it. Paste this link in. YouTube transcripts is the one that we want. And then authentication, you can leave it as none. Go to send headers and then do using fields below. We're gonna say accept, that's the data type. We'll say application slash JSON. Authorization is gonna be bearer. And here is just where you want to put your API key. So whatever your API key is, just paste it in there. Turn on send body. Do using JSON and copy this from the description. I'm gonna have it pasted there. Okay. Perfect. So let's get rid of this for now. We don't really need it. Let's run the flow from the start. This is going to take a second because it's going to get us the transcript of the videos. Okay, perfect. Now, if we bring back in that AI agent with the same system messages before, and I connect this to it, I go here and I'm gonna do define below for the prompt message. I'm gonna just give it the captions as the thing. So it's gonna receive the captions. The captions are now given to us by the transcriptify node. Okay, and make sure you turn on require specific output format. I'm gonna use Gemini 2.5 Flash, perfectly fine for this kind of a use case. It's also quick, which is pretty useful. You're gonna need an output parser, which is really not gonna have much in it because we're outputting very specific content. It's literally just like Dude, if you just go ahead and remove this, okay. You know what? I'm just show you what it is, and then I don't really gotta talk you through it. It's all in the description. Title, link, quick summary, deep dive summary. That's the output parser, because that's what we need. That's what we needed to output, right? We wanted to output data that looks exactly like that JSON that it has been formatted to look like. So if I do this, we should get. It's running once for each of the items in this. That's number 4, as you can see. It is 5. So when this gets to 5, we will be done. Okay, perfect. So if I go here, I go 5 items, title, 11 AI business models to start in 2026. Quick summary. This video breaks down 11 proven AI. Okay. Deep dive summary. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So now if we go here, we need to now connect it to Google Sheets. Right? We want to connect it to Google Sheets, and if you look at the output parser that we have here, we have title, link, quick summary, and deep dive summary. You know what that means? I need to come here, go to YouTube. Title, link is fine. Actually, I don't need that one to be long at all. This will be summary. And let me just duplicate this really quickly. I'm gonna undo that for a second. I'm gonna duplicate this. This is gonna be called YouTube stats. As for YouTube itself, we're gonna have summary, we're gonna have deep dive summary, quick summary, deep dive summary. Yeah. Okay. So that's these. Expand this a little bit more as well. For these two, we'll format them to wrap and top alignment. The URL will format it to clip. The title will format it to wrap. Okay. Now go here, go to Google Sheets, go to append row in sheet, pick my main account, infinite ideas. I'm gonna pick YouTube, map each column manually, that's fine. Title, the link, the quick summary, and the deep dive summary. Now if I run this entire flow and I go here, you can see, let me just also format this to the top. We got all of that data right there. Okay, that's the first part of the YouTube flow. There's still more in the flow, but that's like the first bit is the ideas, the summary of the idea, the deep dive on the video. So we get all of this information about people who are our competitors within our niche. I'm not going to go to an aggregate node because I have 5 separate outputs. I want to combine them into, well, basically one list. So you'll go here, go all items data in a single list, and we'll just call this YouTube data. So if I execute this step, you see I get all that. Important because this is gonna go into an edit fields node here. So type in set. You're gonna get a set field, and we're gonna pull this information. Oh. We had how many videos? My limit is 5, right? So this can even go up to 25, for example. I have my limit there. So my limit is 5. So I want to get YouTube data 0, YouTube data 1, YouTube data 2, YouTube data 3, and the last one, YouTube data 4. There should not be any other. Okay, perfect. So I run this entire thing and we get this output. Okay. And that will go into a merge node. So here we'll go to merge. That'll be our first. We're going to have a total of 3 inputs because we have 2 more workflows to build. But that's going to be the first of the 3. Make sure this is on append. Yeah. All right. Awesome. So now one thing I like to do is just make sure that this is straight. I don't know why, but it just annoys me when it's not. So if I go like that, okay. Now they're on the same level. All right. There's an N8 and sorry, there's a Reddit node that you can use, and we want to use get many posts. Now, we don't really necessarily have to, like the subreddit would be, there's a subreddit called N8N. There's also a subreddit called AI automation. I'm gonna limit this to 5, and I'm gonna say that I only want like the hot posts. So I'm gonna disconnect this and run this. And I got 1 item. Well, that's not good. What if I put top posts? There's none. Okay, what if we look at just N8N as a subreddit and I look at hot posts? Actually, let's look at new posts. That's better. So we can see what's currently trending. Yeah, I think this is better data. So you can see, pick the subreddit that you want to use. It's obviously up to you. Also, setting up Reddit credentials is a little bit of a procedure. So when you do it, you're gonna be able to just plug in your Reddit account, like I have your client ID and the client secret that it's gonna give you. But it's a little bit tricky. But you can find a bunch of stuff online about it. And if you're still struggling after that and you're trying to figure out like how on earth do I do this, open the docs and there's how to set up your Reddit credential right here, full how to do it. So, all right, we don't really have to do anything like in terms of cleaning this up and whatnot. So we'll just go to the LLM chain, do define below. And what we'll do is we'll go here, expression. And now I don't know how many, I'm gonna get. So we'll just run it like this. It'll run once for each of the 5 items that it has in it. The model, I'm gonna go still with Gemini, 2.5 flash, that's fine. And I'm gonna turn on enable specific output format, and we need to add a system prompt. System prompt is gonna be already in the description for you, but it's like 1 line, so it's not that deep. Identify the Reddit post, title, and URL, and include a 1 sentence summary about the post. Add a structured output parser so we can get the JSON that we want. This is going to be what's in the parser, title, link, and summary. Okay, so title, link, and summary. So if we go here and we look at Reddit, we had title and summary. So I suppose I'll add a column to the left of this and I'll put link. Execute this and it should run 5 times. That was quick, as you see. Pin this. All right. Come here. Google Sheets. Append row in sheet. My main Google account. This one. Reddit. Map each column manually with title, link, summary. I wonder if we could just also include the like the raw data of the post, right? We could just include the raw data of the post. Let's just do that, just that it's so we can have summary here, which is fine. But if you don't want to read the summary and you want to read the post, we can have it just be here as well. So the way we'll do that is just connect this up and you'll need to refresh this and grab the self text and put it there. So if we run this, okay, I'm gonna just quickly do this, format it and align it to the top. Title, summary, title, summary, and post. I'll have these ones be wrap. Link, we'll make it clip. All right, so you have the actual post and you have the summary. Mailgress, content research. Yeah, I think it's better if we have that there as well. Just so we can also find out what the actual post was about. Now we'll have an aggregate node. Just like the last one, all we want to do is really put it all into one sheet and we'll call it Reddit data. Title link summary, all of that. I don't think we need to have the raw data in this one because it's already here if you want to read it and whatever like that. So it's okay, we can have it like this. And like before, we're having a finite number, so we can go ahead and just use a set node. Set Reddit, the first post, the second post, the third post, the fourth post, and the fifth one. Now, obviously, it's because we're running a finite number that we know how much this is going to be. In a normal flow, you might not know. And so you might have to make it a bit dynamic, but that's very doable. So not really a problem when it comes to that. All right, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to check something called SERP. So SERP allows us to do Google searches. So if you wanted to find what was maybe the news, or you want to do a general search on what exactly is trending in your niche in terms of Google, what Google knows, you can use SERP official API. And we're gonna use it to do I'm gonna use the Google AI mode because it's new and I quite like the Google AI mode, to be honest. So I'm gonna just connect that here. Okay. And the Google AI mode is gonna have basically we want to think about what do we want to put into this query. So I'm gonna say what are the you know what? I have an idea. Let's just open Whisper so I can just speak this. By the way, if you're doing AI, or actually if you're just using a computer in general, you gotta have Whisper. It's so good. It's really good. Okay, so let's say I wanted to tell, what do I want to say here? What are the common current N8N and AI automation trends? What are people who are doing YouTube, TikTok, streaming influencers? What are they talking about in that specific in that domain? Include questions about setting up business ready workflows, business application, and the rapid pace of AI automation. Provide specific pain points and questions. What are the common current N8N, not AI automation? What are people who are doing YouTube, TikTok, streaming influencers talking about in that specific domain, including questions setting up business ready workflows? That's why I love Whisper. So you can like stutter and say as much as you want and it doesn't matter. I'll say make sure it's recent. So today is and put this to an expression so I can see that today is February 2026. Or I'll say we are in. We are in February 2026. Okay. So I have my API already set up for SERP, which means that now I can run this and I should get some quality output data. So by the way, SERP gives free 1,000 searches a month. So you get the API key, you don't have to worry about anything like payment. I think all of this we haven't paid for anything except LLMs. What do we get here? Uh-huh. Oh, mass, multiple agent systems, agent swarms, MCPs, Anthropic's MCP, vibe coding, hyperautomation. Good stuff. Real good stuff. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and another LLM chain. Okay, this is our um well, the things that we want from this are text blocks. Okay, so go to define below, go to expression, and all we want is the JSON dot text blocks. It's right there. All right, we got that, which is going to be the information that we've received. Turn on require specific output format. System prompt. Okay, the system prompt is going to be a very simple prompt, not anything fancy, very basic. Your job is only to work with the JSON content that you get. I mean, with the text and turn it into JSON. So basically, we're just doing a text to JSON thing here. So for the output parser, we'll give it an example. Go to structured output parser. Here's an example. Headline content, headline content, headline content. It's going to make 3 of them, just as it did over here. The model, we'll go with Gemini 2.5 Flash. Pick my API account, move that here. Execute that step. All right, headline content, headline content, headline content. All right, nice. So I'm gonna copy this sheet node, move it down, the one down here, and we're gonna pick, not the Reddit, we're gonna pick Serap, map each column manually, and we're gonna go for headline. Oh, yeah, a little bit of a problem there. That's only gonna do one at one if it's gonna just do one. Connect split output node to this and split the output and connect that here. Now you can see if I remove the 0, I'm gonna get JSON.headline, and here I'm gonna put content. So now this should work perfectly fine. I'll pin this, and if I go here and I go to Serap, there's nothing there right now, but if I run this flow, did I even run it? My bad. Nice. So we'll go to format, alignment to the top, and wrap. Cool. This is already together in a single list, so we can just use a set node directly. We don't have to worry about anything. Output 0, output 1, and output 2. You could very well stop here. You now have a system that will fetch you content from all of the sources that you choose and will analyze it and give you a summary, breakdown, and ideas of what to do with it. You could just stop there. But what we can do is build a system that will do more data synthesis and will notify us upon its completion. So if I go ahead and I execute this step, we should end up with proper data here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pin these last two, which have not been pinned yet, just because I'm wondering if it doubled itself here. Yep, it did. Let's just undo. Okay. Mhm. It did it twice because I ran it twice, so let's get rid of that. Perfect. So here we'll go for an aggregate node, combine all the data into a single list, and we're gonna call this all data. And now if I run it from the start, you'll see it won't duplicate. Yeah. So here we have YouTube data. Okay. Reddit data. And I don't think we renamed this one to whatever. Yeah. The last one is the Serap data. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have three more things. We're gonna have Gemini message a model. We're gonna have three of these. This is gonna be an email writer. I'm just gonna rename it so you know what they all do. This is gonna be content brainstorm. And this is gonna be LinkedIn posts. Okay, for the email writer, here's what we're gonna say. We're gonna choose 2.5, we're gonna choose 2.5 Flash, where for the prompt, it's gonna be an expression, and it's basically just gonna be accumulation of all the data like this. Oh, hmm. Well, we want to do it to JSON string. Oh my. Okay. We've got a problem here. Vid1 is this, which is it can't read that object. So we're gonna have to do the two JSONs of this data though, to be honest. I don't see that being useful. Maybe we give it the summary for each of the videos. That's the first one. That's the second one. This is the third one. I'm gonna do this 1 second. So I filled in all of the ones that it needed, and now we're feeding this entire email writer all of this data. That's a lot of data. So this might take a minute, which is why we're going to just use a flash model to be quick. For the sake of the video, I would highly recommend you use 3 Pro. Okay, because it's going to be a lot better. We can use 3 Flash. Okay. Anyways, that's the user message. And now let's add a system or model message. In this case, it's a model because we're using Gemini. If you pick OpenAI, it'll say system, but it's the same thing. This is all in the description. Okay. All right. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna just test on the email writer first. Taking a minute. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So this should have given us HTML output. There, as you can see, it's got HTML and a lot of data, which is good. That's good because this is gonna be our email newsletter kind of thing. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna choose email. All right, I'm gonna go for send a message. All right, I'm gonna use my Gmail account, whichever one. I think the Gmail account is the one that will work. I don't know. I'm gonna send it to a different email. It's gonna be different. The subject is daily content report. And what we'll do is we'll just put the date so that we know which one it is. So JSON dot now, sorry, now dot format. Today is the 3rd of February 2026. Okay. Email type, make sure it's HTML, and the text, you just drop it in there. If I execute this step, perfect. It sent off an email to my email address. So let me open that. You can see I got one here. Your daily AI automation report. Input data. Input data. Oh, I see what's happened. There's input data, and then there's your daily AI automation report. So, well, I suppose what we could, let me just switch it to 2.5 Flash. And what I'll say here is output completion with truncation. And I'll say output only the email as HTML. Or maybe what would be better, because I'm wondering what's the reason that it's done that. I will now construct the HTML. Generate only valid HTML. Generate only, I'll say generate only an email of valid HTML, and I'll say here output complete HTML with no truncation, and I'll say output only the email with no additional HTML, with no additions. Output only the email. Alright, so I'm gonna unpin this now, and I'm gonna run this again. Anyways, while that runs, let's make sure that we have the other Google Sheets already there. So if I go here, video ideas, we need idea title. I think let's go with hook. And here we'll say storyline. And then for LinkedIn ideas, we'll shoot for, what do we need? Title. We'll go with title. Inside summary, so we can see where it decided to get its data from. So it's a good thing we're using Sheets because this data we can always want to change it in case of anything. Okay, and as you can see, this is the new email. Very nice, well written, very aesthetic. So, perfect for that. We'll say insight, summary, infographic, caption, and audience. So we'll go infographic, caption, audience. Okay. So this one, basically, it depends on the kind of content you want to make, right? It depends on what kind of videos you want it to make. I mean, you want to make. So I'm gonna choose two flash, and I'm gonna paste in this pretty long system prompt, which is already in the description, and we're just gonna copy over the user prompt right into here. So this is the model. I'll bring this up. This is the user prompt. And we'll do the same thing down here, but for now we're not gonna really bother with this one. Let's just talk about the YouTube content that we want it to give us. Turn on output content as JSON. Okay, I'm gonna run this. Okay, so we've got that. Perfect. Uh, as you can see, it's given us stuff that we need. We'll definitely need to do a split node here. So connect a split node to split the output. You wanna, well, it didn't output proper JSON actually. It outputted something like this. So maybe use 2.5 flash and try again. Okay, well, look, we got the title, spoken hook, text hook. Yeah, so we look at this title, hook, storyline. I'm gonna go to add option. Okay, example quality checks. Do we have anything about the output JSON structure? Title, hook, storyline. Anyways, you do the same thing as we did for the other one, right? Get it to output JSON, split it, and then you're gonna hook up this sheet to it and do the same for LinkedIn posts. The entire workflow is in the description. It's called Infinite Ideas. It's all already gonna be down there. When you click the link, you get the full workflow, the entire thing, which when completed looks like this. So this is the one you're gonna get. Okay, obviously it's gonna be like that, but you're gonna get this full workflow. So don't really need to tense if you don't manage to work on it exactly how it's supposed to be. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.